was pretty fucking good, wasn't it? I mean...
Pretty good, huh?
Wow. I mean, what is there to say? I mean, wouldn't you agree there's never been a better telling from both sides of the story to see the winners and the opponents in that sort of fashion. It's incredible, isn't it? Well, of course, as you all know, this is just only the start of the night. The night is still young, so please welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, your OG and your Nigma. Come up, please.
I'm going to the middle, okay? Go from there.
I'm gonna go from there.
Yeah,
Congrats. Congrats. Congrats.
well done, boys. Again.
Oh, that's cute.
Good shit, bro.
Thanks, man. You too, shot.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. I know we don't bite, you know. Come on.
Congrats.
Come on, we can have a couple of you over here, you know. Come on, Reggie H.
Thanks. Yeah, my team in a nutshell. Yeah.
Very organised.
What's happening back there?
So, I mean, where do we start? First off, Miracle, your voice is beautiful.
No, man, it's not.
I mean,
But I appreciate it. Thank you.
I hope we hear more next time, next year. You know, next finals, I hope we get to hear a bit of a sing-song from you. But guys, I mean, where do we start? For a start, to sort of see this, to see what your opponents were doing during the grand finals. I mean, Johan, how does it feel to be able to sit back and sort of reflect on what you guys went through, but at the same time, see how Nigma reacted to you guys in the booth?
I mean, obviously, I don't know if this is correctly put on. Am I on? Okay, I'm working. Good. Yeah, it was a beautiful piece in my mind. I think there's a good reason why both these teams were in the finals. For me, the words that really wrong with me is like believing in me, you know, faith. This team, you see the unity. Kuro also mentioned it. Yeah, beautiful thing to watch. It's very revealing to probably why these two teams. Why these two teams are in the finals, right? But yeah, loved it. Very emotional roller coaster.
Kuro, did you guys feel kind of like you would have this similar type of mentality going into all of it after watching? I mean, you get to see that you guys did have that similar, like, you know, unity, keeping it positive, trying to do all that kind of thing. Did you think it would be like that on both sides?
There's definitely a part of that. For us, it was just like, oh shit, we're in the finals. You know, we just beat LGD, and it was a crazy series. And I think we were just very happy we got the chance to play against OG and just tried our best.
And also, I think it was very interesting, Kuro, obviously, at the beginning of it all, when you guys won game one. You know, you were all popping off, you were going crazy, but it was very important to you, wasn't it, Kuro, to sort of be able to reset the team, because I guess you've been in many situations before where you've won the first game, it's been back and forth, but for you, is it just much more important to sort of look back at what the mistakes were that the team made were, rather than sort of just thinking ahead, we won, we're amazing, this is going to be easy?
We definitely believe in riding our positive emotions into the next game, but at the same time, you gotta just stay grounded. Otherwise, things can go wrong really fast. And at the same time, the statement we saw in the TrueSight, it was connected to, like, our communication was more stressed than usual, and we all felt it. And that is connected to us just being exhausted from the whole run of TI. And we all felt it, and we were like, oh, what's going on? Like, the game is kind of easy, and it should go this way. But yeah, so we just want to reset and focus on the next game. I
mean, and at the start of the game, obviously, Maroon, you guys were all in the booth. You had this excellent sort of approach with getting the spirits up. Was there some more emphasis on that because it was the TI finals, or is that sort of the standard start of a series for Team Liquid back during TI?
Well, so we have this guy on the end, I think.
He's really loud. He's really fun. He has a huge amount of energy. So we kind of feed off his energy, and we try to give him as much energy as possible. So we lift each other up, and we just start the game and start the series with a lot of positivity. So we start on a good note.
And we are, obviously, you've been, as we saw in the film, you've been in this position before, being in the grand finals, obviously different team this time. How was it sort of different, sort of going in? Was it a very similar sort of vibe, or did the way that Team Liquid approached the start of the series feel quite different to what you experienced before?
It was similar in terms of I get to play the first game like TI6 it was Sky, and this TI was Meepo, just like my favorite heroes, and I just went downhill from there. That's true.
So Jarex in particular, I did want to ask, how did this one feel different for you guys at least? Because, the other one was your first time win. This is the second time. Was there a big difference? Were you still super hyped up or?
Yeah, so I think what we understand from past is we kind of learned to own the place. So the booth is actually ours. And I think what we got the vibe that we really owned the place as we had already been there. We have already won there. So it's just about repeating it again, I think.
Did you guys, another thing we did actually get to see in the video too is like a lot of common things at least being understood about the game. Did you guys expect something like that as well? It's like, Ember's going to be coming up, and it's like, oh man, Ember's pretty good here, So did you guys feel like you guys would have at least expected both of you to have those similarities as well?
Yeah, so I think both teams were kind of predictable coming to this finals. I think we both figured out that what of each team really want to execute, as TI meta is kind of playing on your comfort. And we prepared for the Tide Hunter Tide pretty well ourselves, but they were also very keen on banning the heroes that we really wanted to play, like the IO. I think Ember was a huge thing also.
And sort of obviously on the topic of the Tide MSC, it looked like overall a very sort of emotional series for you as a player. A lot of the times we obviously had these camera shots of you sort of just sat back and sort of like, where was your head at the moment during that series? Why was that so different to sort of all the other victories that you've been through on the way to the finals?
So I think I got a lot of confidence before the final because we won like all the games with Tide Hunter. So even after game 2, I still felt like playing the hero because I just had this confidence that I would never lose with this hero.
Yeah, I mean, Seb, we obviously heard from you. Obviously, first of all, between you guys, there's obviously massive amounts of respect for one another, and that was obviously said by both of the captains going into that final series. But in the booth, Seb, you were sometimes a little more critical of some of the picks and such, and such things as the Tide TA. I just sort of wondered, why in your head did you feel that you had such a confident grasp of how to defeat the Tide TA? Why to you was it not anything scary at all?
I mean, there's like two things to it. First of all, like I do want to say that like ex-Liquid and now Enigma, like they're probably the team that we respect the most, and that's not us like kind of sugarcoating it. It's truly a team that we've learned from, that we've studied all the way back to, I don't know, like 2017, 2018. So we had to put them down, right? Like we had to be like, they're not as good as we think they are. Even our coach, Sox, that I'm giving shout out to, like he even saw that all the way through the season. He's like, guys, I don't want to hear it anymore. Like how good they are, or what they do and whatnot. You guys can be better. You guys are better. Anyway, so there's a little bit of that where you want to like, it's about getting your spirit up, right, and getting ready to go to battle. Because if you're gonna go into that being like, oh, MC Tide is that good, and we had TAs that, what's the point? You might as well just like, just go home or watch the game perhaps. Anyway, so we just go into it, and these are heroes that we personally don't believe in as much, maybe because they don't fit us, or whatever the reason is. So yeah, we're just confident, which is healthy, and I think it's healthy that they're confident with these heroes too, right? That's why you get a game. Else would just play on paper, writing, oh, you get the Tide, oh, good one, man. Like, go next, That doesn't work either. No.
Yeah, I was like amazed actually to see like the respect and just the confidence from both sides, especially too. Like I know Saber after the first game, you're like, yeah, game's done, whatever, shake it off. Like we know we had that one, and then I see from you guys on Nigma, it was very similar thing. Like the four of you were very excited. Kuroki, of course, very much in his head thinking about the further thing. But for you, GH, how did it feel after like the first game? Were you guys like super confident going into the further ones, or still a little bit taken aback knowing that you have a hard challenge in front of you?
Well, going into the series, we knew what OG is about. So after the first game, we got the meeple aspect, so we were extremely confident. The game went almost as expected, but we did some mistakes, so they got the game back, and then with the throne rush in the end, we got the game. We felt like we had a lot of mistakes, but we got the victory, which matters in the end. So we had just to figure out how to fix the mistakes for the future games. I felt really good in the first game and going into the next games, but I mean there was something about these guys. They just changed it completely. Like they went from playing for the late game to just running at you. That's what we kept talking about, how they're monkeys.
And so, whilst we're on the topic of the first game, as I said, there's obviously a lot of respect between you guys, and there is something that we can actually show you all. Of course, earlier today, we had both of the teams get together and watch a screening of True Sight in private, and we filmed all of their reactions. So we have a little teaser to show you right now. The rest of it, the entire video, will be uploaded tomorrow. So tomorrow, you'll be able to watch through the whole thing again alongside OG and Team Nigma. But going back to, so this clip is going to be from game one. And it's a bit of a build-up to the Roche fight where things started to take a bit of a turn back in OG's favor. So it's very interesting to see, just have a look at how the players sort of react to seeing what occurred.
Am I gonna?
Look, I'm gonna buy back now. No, I'm gonna run it.
Still, mind
control,
mind control.
No! No!
What you doing?
Why?
Mind control. There's no follow-up. They've got it.
Encapsulated the finals.
I mean, isn't that just great to see? Seeing the players react like that. I mean, because mind control, as I say, I feel like I speak for a lot of us that when we were watching that, you know, our hearts were hurting for you. You know, we really sort of felt the pain that you were sort of going through in these games where you had such a tough time. But now, sort of looking back on it, you're just able to sort of see it in a more positive light, and it was something that, were you quickly able to move on, or did it sort of hang over your head for quite a while after TI?
I mean, first when I saw this, I actually didn't remember that I did it. That was my first thoughts, and then I just realized how stupid the play it was.
Because, I mean, again, Nigma, that was, as a team, that was something that, like, you talked about Courage the first game. I think your precise words were, shut the fuck up, as you talked to the rest of your teammates. I mean, that game one, and even in some of the other games down the line, there was definitely sort of these calls being made from all across the team. Is that sort of standard practice in Nigma, or did it just fall apart much more compared to the sort of the usual game for Nigma?
It's definitely not our standard. I think it took a toll on us throughout the rest of the series. It's interesting because they did show how Seb started talking about like how we gave them a chance and it shouldn't go this way. He used it in a way to motivate his team. And like I said, I don't want to like over talk it, but we were very exhausted going into the finals. I reflected on that so many nights. Like, am I really bitter? I was like, is this like a loser talk? You know, like being tired. There's no excuse, but life is not a movie, and this is a reality. We played one series before. Playing against OG is like I need to prepare like 12 hours at least and have like a sheet ready. Instead, I had like, all right, like get the mics ready, True Sight boys, and like, oh, 5 minutes, okay, give me the sheets and. So, but luckily we're like comfortable playing against them because we know the guys very well. But once again, if we had the chance to play them properly, they might have just won anyway. But I think we could have given them and the audience like much better games.
So on the other side, Johan, you guys, how do you feel going into that last series, of course, being able to watch them? Do you think it was massively beneficial to you guys, of course, being like more rested and also just getting to see them play right before that?
Obviously, it's a benefit. It's a huge benefit to be in the winner bracket in general. You feel, I mean, you can always take, you can always try and take benefits, but like Koro says, life is not a movie. You can get tired. I think on the last day, it was a big win for us that it played out the way it did. The thing that we were just worried about, I mean, we don't think about all the good things that can happen. We think about all the bad things that can happen. And one thing is that we respected them maybe too much. So we were, I think deep down, a lot of us were kind of hoping to play LGD again. We felt like we would also accept that challenge very much. But deep down, we also wanted to play these guys because we're so close. And it was the best finals that could have been. We wanted this TI7 as well, and probably before that, wanted to go to TI5 together, but that didn't happen. It's okay, it's okay.
And Thompson, we've got to talk to Thompson. Can we just have a round? Thompson, 100% TI win rate here on this man. Thompson, in that series, obviously we got to see a lot of sort of show-stopping moves from you. I mean, what was it about that series that allowed you to play as confident as you did? Was it sort of the teammates, or did you yourself identify that Nigma were sort of struggling mentally in some of the later games that series?
I mean, I think we as a team, we built a lot of confidence during the tournament. Like, I mean, our bootcamp wasn't the best, and but anyways, we went in the tournament, like, we reset, we just started fresh, and, you know, we got some good wins in the start, and everybody started feeling better and better, and yeah, it's just builds up during the tournament. Win after win, you're like, okay, like, you're feeling better and better, and when you get the main stage, it's like, you remember, like, TI8, like, it's like home again, you're like, oh, it feels good to be here again, so you're like, damn, can't wait to play. And then, like, finals playing against Liquid, it's like, you know, we play these guys like all the time, scrims and other qualifiers and everything, and it's like the best team to play against in the finals, because it's like we know them real well, they know us real well, so we know how to beat them. So it's good to play against them.
A miracle.
Yes.
I've got to ask you. You know,
I'm not sure if that works, though.
Okay.
Not sure.
We can hear you. We can hear you. We're good. In that series, you're sort of the way that you kept your team afloat with sort of the positivity was, you know, pretty inspiring in the booth. The way that you sort of kept spirits lifted, even at the end when you'd lost, you know, bringing a bit of humour to conversation, saying, you know, what's next? Well, we better go get some food. What sort of gets you down when it comes to playing Dota 2 in those sort of series? In that finals, if you're not breaking there, do you ever sort of break, or is it very easy for you to keep a positive mindset when playing?
To be fair, I think most tournaments, if you, every tournament pretty much, not just TI, if you make your team think that you're like losing it mentally, like the way you're acting and stuff, like it could also bring them down too, right? Because it's a team game after all. So if you're feeling down, your team is also going to feel down. But if you're always positive about how things are, your team is also going to be a bit more positive if they're down, you know? So it's like, for me, I'm trying to at least to always be positive. So it keeps your morale more up. Yeah.
So I know we keep bringing up the positivity thing. Like Johan and Kuro, I think this is kind of a jointed question, I guess, for the both of you. Was that something that came from like the two of you playing together, especially like you said for the TI5 run and everything? You have so much respect for each other. Was that something that you guys were very critical about keeping when you were making your teams?
I think any winning team is going to be positive, or like any team that's going to win a lot.
I'm not sure, man.
You don't think so? No?
Well, I mean, I think Johan does happen to be a genius at being a team builder and understanding how to lead a team. It's one of the main things I respect about his abilities to play Dota. I think I learned from you, if anything. And I think so we figured out, all right, like these things are important to lead a team, positivity and what's around it. And yeah, at the end of the day, I think all of us here, we also just want to have fun. And you know, when you play these toxic pops, and it's not fun.
I mean, and Seb, on sort of the topic of fun, it looked like it's sort of especially the way that you were able to swing things around after game one with Anna, of course, who unfortunately isn't here with us tonight, but can we get a round of applause for Anna?
Yeah.
The way that you dealt with Anna, obviously after that first game where you guys had this very rough sort of a defense, and the way you were very quick to approach him and realize that, you know, this is where you've got to step in and sort of be the man to have that the shoulder there for Anna to sort of just lean against and talk to. Did you just know straight away, sort of as that game was ending, that is exactly what you had to do as soon as you got out of the booth?
Yeah, I mean, we're honestly, like, in this team, we're literally brothers. Like, I feel like competitively, at least, I know them as much as I know my own brother, and it's the same. So I don't know his tone, his look. You can tell exactly what's going on if he's lacking a little bit of confidence, or he's feeling down, or sometimes it'd be the opposite, right? Somebody would be like good enough, or maybe he'd be too high up on energy and whatnot. And no, I mean, after that game, he felt like he let us down. That's how I felt. That's how we all felt, I'm sure. Like that he kind of owed us or something. And the only message that we wanted to get across is like, hey man, like we just want to play with him. You know, we just want to, whether we're gonna win with him or lose with him, it doesn't matter. We just don't want to, would even not want to win without him. You know, we'd rather lose with him. We just want him to be himself. And I mean, he didn't want to buy back. I didn't want to buy back. That's it. You know what I mean? Like we were meant to lose this game, but we just needed him for the next games. And look what he did, right? That's Anna in a nutshell. Is like he's gonna do this one mistake, and next thing you know, he's playing Amber and he's just styling on everybody. You know. And would we be against him? He'd win the game 1 versus 9. That's how I feel. You know how much he can do with this game. So, no, I mean, I'm you know, obviously, we're all wish that he'd be here tonight. But yeah, big shout out to Anna. I mean, he's like one of the best players that ever touched that game. That's how I feel. And yeah.
So, Seb, So Seb brings up like all family, like everybody playing with each other. How did it feel playing with these guys? You know, because they've been together for quite a long time. You're jumping in, and now you're playing, you know, up here at the grand finals. How was it in comparison, I guess, to the last time you did, and how did you enjoy playing with these guys?
Feels like I got adopted into a family. Pretty much, it's been trying to adapt, and they've been trying to fit me in at the same time. And I'm just glad to be part of it. That's pretty much it.
Well, just sorry to interject, as a reminder, we are going to be starting to take some questions from the crowd. So if you do want to start queuing up on the side, this is the time to sort of get over there and get ready and get your brains to thinking of some great questions to ask. And we'll be pulling from you guys very, very, very shortly.
After الفانز لما يسألوا بعديها خلاص.
So, Jarex, did you enjoy watching all that though? You know, your performances in particular. I'm going to start bringing a couple more about specific heroes. You know, this Tiny. We saw you play it over and over and over again, and we did see in comparison, you guys on Nigma were mentioning you don't really play the 4-position Tiny. It's kind of going to go back and forth here. Did you feel that one was so crucial and instrumental to you guys, of course, winning the finals here?
I wouldn't say so as much. I think there was a lot of heroes I didn't actually show at TI that we practiced a lot. It just happened to be that it's very comfortable also for Topias. And I think we managed to create like a drafting problem for most teams that we pick heroes that fit multiple roles. And there was like the one game where they were trying to guess the lanes, but I mean, you can't guess the lanes. You're just dealing with, you're basically blindfolded what you're facing. And we take advantage over the pick. And we have multiple picks like this, I feel. And I feel it made it easy, I would say.
And sort of obviously back to you guys, Nigma, with regards to the Tiny. You know, as we heard Kuro say in the film, it was something that he felt that you guys as a team didn't play. I mean, but you guys can play Tiny, right? Is it just that you didn't feel ready as a team to sort of take it out in the grand finals out of nowhere? You didn't have that amount of confidence on the hero?
I mean, it wasn't shown in the movie, but I asked Maroon, like, want to play Tiny? It's like, no, Kuro.
A lot of these heroes take a lot of confidence, and sometimes in the tournament you don't feel the hero, so it makes it really hard to play it, because if you don't feel confident playing the hero, you're not going to perform on it. So that's how I felt in the exact moment. That I felt that if I would play it, and I haven't played it in a while, even though I know that I can play it decently, I'd say, I would say that I wouldn't play it to the level of the other heroes that would play.
Sort of on the sort of topic of confidence, would you say the same? We are obviously looking back. You played a lot of the TA. Is that something that you sort of say, I wish I had done something else, or were you sort of happy that in the moment you still went with the hero that you were most confident on? Because that definitely seemed to be the case. You know, each draft it was very much, you know, you and Kuro sort of back and forthing about what was available, and you wanted that TA because it's one of your strongest heroes.
Well, we did win with the hero a lot up until this point. I don't regret picking this hero. I think we could have done. I could have done better on these games, and I'm happy it went the way it did because now I can play something else. You know. Yeah.
So, Johan, how do you bring this energy? Like I watch them, you know, I watch Nigma going in the booths and stuff. You guys had this amount of energy, but you somehow, like, you were just yelling and screaming every single time, walking up. You're like, who's walking with me? Getting in the stage, you're just banging, getting everything going. Like, how do you do this after, you know, such a long tournament that really was?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is, of course, good rest and good mindset helps. I honestly, I couldn't really tell you. I felt like an animal for that entire TI. Like
a monkey, to be specific.
Yeah. Different kinds, I think, different days. But yeah, I felt fired up. Like it was wild, and it's also the team that we had a really rough boot camp, and I also think we bounced back 150% kind of from being in a slump and being rough games and stuff. And then as soon as we started winning, it was infinite power, infinite power.
We're looking at the...
Well, I'm afraid we are going to have to open you up to some of the audience questions. So we'll see what we have from you, you beautiful audience. I believe Casey is standing by with a question for us.
That's right. What? No need to be scared. These are going to be great, right, Scott?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
No pressure being the first one. Who is your question to?
My question is to Kuro and the team. I was just wondering, like, you've been on both sides of TrueSight now, the winning and the losing. Is there any difference in sort of practical learning and takeaways that you get from watching something like this and seeing the other team? Or is it more just for entertainment and, you know, you just reset and go back to business?
It's an interesting question, because I have to think about it. I think like there is things we take away from it, but there's so many emotions attached to it. For this TrueSight, I can say I just wanted it to be over, you know. I liked the start in the first game, but from there I think the movie went downhill. And, and for TI7, it was also like just like feeling the win again. Now we felt the loss again. The way OG acted in the booth, and you can hear like the draft predictions, is like we're in each other's heads. We kind of knew, like I think all like 10 of us, we kind of knew what's going on. So yeah, it was it's just nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you very much. All right, we have Alexander here. Got a question for you. Hit him. Two-parter, maybe.
All right, it's a fast two-parter though. First things first, I really want to thank Jerix and Seb for just everything that you contributed to the Dota. So give him please a round of applause. And with that said, I have a question for Seb and Jerix to begin with. Is, as a Dota player, since you won 2 times TI, and for me it's sort of like this sense of fulfillment, that you fulfilled a dream that everyone in Dota is trying to get. Is that why you're kind of stepping down? And then a follow-up question for Thompson and No-Tail. What, in contrast, drives you to keep going and to keep playing forward?
You want to go first, or do you mind?
Feel free.
Okay. About me stepping down, I can only speak for myself, not for Seb, really. I will gladly move it to tomorrow and really clear it out, because it's a lot of thoughts I've been through, and yeah. Sorry, I got emotional. You should keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard to answer in one question, and we're gonna seize the the OG night opportunity tomorrow to also take time to kind of speak about these things, as of course they're very important to us too. I guess that it's not really I wouldn't say though, to give you like an element of answer, it wouldn't really be the fulfillment, even though it's there. I think it's more about the sacrifices that it requires, and because the truth is there's only like a little a tiny difference between being on the winning side and being on the losing side, and we're not. Truth be told, I don't think we have more merit than Nigma here, and I don't think we have more merit than most, if not all, the teams that were at TI and that are going to be at the next TIs. Just certain things happened where we probably did better, at a certain point, or maybe there was even like circumstances, who knows. And then when you're on the losing side, it can be rough because everybody puts so much effort into it, and I feel you kind of know within yourself if you should be going for it or not. And if you kind of ask yourself the question, it kind of feels like something's off anyway,
Yeah.
Therefore, you should probably, kind of let your spot because a lot of people kind of want it and deserve it, And I think we had our fair share of kind of very, personal, narcissistic satisfaction. I think, other deserve it more. That's kind of how I feel. But yeah.
Joe, you want to go?
Sure, I can go.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I had a long time to think about it, like during this long break for now. And well, I've only been in the scene for like a bit more than a year, and
That's 10 years, man. 10 years.
So I'm just like I thought about what could I do instead of playing Dota, and I didn't really find anything that I would really want to do yet. So I was like, well, I'll just give one more year and then see again what happens. But yeah,
Keep
for now,
the win streak going. 100% win streak. TI,
yeah,
keep it going.
Yeah, of course.
Nah, man.
Hey, back off.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, I'm really fired up to play. I don't know, again, what happened. I think it also kind of happened to me at TI8, where I felt so good about the game and I felt so good in the environment. Similar story to when I moved out first time. I thought I was going to move out really far away from my parents. Ended up moving very close to them, like 200 meters down the street, because everywhere else was not as nice as home. And kind of the same thing with Thompson. I tried some different things, and Dota is kind of what makes me happy right now. So. Makes me very happy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Are you guys ready for another one? Ready for another one?
Yeah.
All right, that's for you guys. Are you ready for another one?
Oh, yeah, we are.
Okay, good. He gave me a blank stare, like maybe not. We've been talking a lot about how there are people all over the world watching on the stream, but we also have people from all over the world here in the audience, including Lupo from Bulgaria. What's your question?
I have a question for Topson, but first I just want to congratulate Mind Control in a way that probably only he will understand, but брат, ти си най-добри офлейнер в света. Не го забравяй. Продължай да мачкаш. That was Bulgarian. And my question is for Topson because he has this immense experience, so probably he has some insight into the game. How did you decide to buy the diffusal on the gyro? Was this something that you came up with during this game, or was it some cheesy strat that you had trained before?
No, I just had a crazy idea pop into my head. I was like, there's a Bristleback and Omni in the enemy team, and they need mana to cast their spells, and they're tanky, so I'm gonna get a lot of hits on them, so they're gonna lose their mana, and then we win the fight. So that's it.
Proper pub strategy. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Mark is going to hit you with a big one. What do we got?
Yeah, sure. So it's a question to note. A quick question. When you're watching actually TrueSight, do you actually feel that you're building a legacy and the foundations for the future esports generation? So, for example, some of the younger players there will be able to say, at work or in the school, I'm a gamer, I'm proud of it. Do you actually feel that?
I do think the product is amazing. I think the guys are doing an amazing job. Whenever they make a TrueSight, it's one of the best things I've ever seen. Very nice T-shirt, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, but I mean, you as a team specifically, do you actually feel maybe the pressure and the ownership of building that, the foundation?
I mean, it's kind of, I feel like we're more passing the torch along from all the experiences that we learn from other people and that we learn from each other. A legacy, I guess that depends on how many people watch it and read into it. I think you could learn a lot from this. I think this could be the foundation of a few things at least. Again, I was watching Nigma. I was so excited for today because I got to see Nigma's communication and Nigma, how they talk and how they act and all the emotion and expressions. This to me could be a psychology book, you know, but it really depends. Somebody might look at it and it's not that. Yeah, legacy, it's really hard for me to say. I'm one spectator. Of course I love it. It's one of my favorite things, especially this one, sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, this next one is coming from Twitter. This is from Sir Lord Chris, who wants to know, was it easier to play in a grand final the first or second time? When did you feel more pressure and or stress?
Koro, you've been to many TIs, go for it.
No. So I have 33% win rate in TI finals. First time was definitely the hardest by far. We played Alliance, went to 5 games. Just lack of experience. I was much younger too. The TI7 felt very good, but it's always connected to who you play, I would say, because we played newbie and we felt very good. And the third TI, it felt okay. Yeah. I think we, like our whole team, we felt like we could have done so much more. So that's probably our biggest regret about the last TI. But yeah, sometimes you get owned. So.
Anyone else?
Anyone in the front row?
I mean, I'm thinking. I guess the first time is harder just because the lack of because of the lack of experience. Pretty much, it's like you don't really know what you're getting into. I think. So yeah, probably for that it would be because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say first one definitely because of emotions. It's just you're so attached. Everybody's talking about like winning a TI and how it feels. Like talking to Matumbama, for example. Like it just feels something untouchable, and then you're there in the final, and you have to play the game. And
you do have to pay Dota sometimes.
Of course you have to pay. I mean, it's a free game.
It's a free game.
But yeah, I think the emotions in at least for me in the first finals, it was just too much. And I mean, thankfully there's teammates, you can share things. I wouldn't survive alone.
So none of you felt more pressure the second time because people knew that you could do it? You didn't feel like you had to prove that it wasn't a fluke? I mean, obviously we all know it wasn't, but a lot of times...
Did you though?
I did.
I got the other impression.
Talk to Slacks about that. No, I'm serious, because a lot of times when people do something the first time, there can be a lot of lack of self-confidence, because you wonder as you're walking away, like, I can't believe that happened. Maybe it happened because the stars were aligned. There was no pressure to, when you were going back, to think, God, everybody's looking at us because they know we can do it for sure.
As much as people talk about defending these ages, I don't really believe in this. Like, none of us thought of it, and every time you go to the interview and people ask this question, we are like, what is this about? Like, we have the whole season and we are practicing for everything, all the tournaments, but this is just one of them. And we just want to do the best what we can do at that moment. And I think none of us felt the pressure to win it again or proving ourselves again. Like, it's just us. It's about us.
That's a battle that happened, I'd say, before, like, long time before the tournament actually happened. You know, of course, there is that feeling can be there. I don't think it comes from the outside. It comes even within ourselves. It's like people look at you differently, of course, like other teams, and maybe yourself. You look at yourself differently. It's a different challenge, but I think we kind of tackled it much earlier throughout the year. And once we got to TI, I don't think none of us felt anything like that. It was all positive. It had a positive impact. If anything, it was confidence. We're like, we know we can do it, so I mean, let's just do it.
Your turn, Slacks.
Thank you. All right. Sir, with Lucas? To the mic, my friend.
That's a question to OG. When did you notice that Wiz was this good, overpowered?
Broken,
yeah. And was it against NIP? Was it against Scrims? And why did they Scrims don't say ban Wiz, ban Wiz? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so in our bootcamp we had a quick talk about IO. I don't know who started the conversation. Yes, and I we discussed it. Anna's sitting in the room. He plays IO with his friends, but he plays the support. We never scrimmed it. Then we were playing against NIP, and the way the draft went, we were going to take the Slark. It was a perfect Slark game. All the cores that were good against Slark were out. The Voids, the Bloodseekers, the whole shebang. And then the IO idea came into the room. I don't know who threw it out there. And then it was like very good against Slark. It's a very good core matchup. And then first try, yeah. Second, then they gave it again. We were like, yeah, let's go. And then after that, we felt the power. Felt the power.
Thank you very much.
How's it going? What's your name?
Akshat.
What's your question? Go ahead and talk up nice and close.
All right. Hey, shout out to Admiral Bulldog and my maths exam for tomorrow. And thanks, you guys, for showing us such high quality Dota. And I have a question for Kuroki and Viha. So Kuro, you said like you are the calmest MFer on the planet. So how do you manage to stay so calm like in the TI pressure and from all the toxic pubs and etc.? Viha, you mentioned you asked these guys like, shall we go to the after party? Did you guys finally go or not?
I think I didn't come off as calm as I wish to be in this TrueSight. But what helps me, it's religion, to be honest. That's really it.
We did go to the after party. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right, and one for Notil. So how do you guys decide when to go like all aggressive monkey business or when to go for late game and defensive against like, is it the experience from the scrims against these guys or what is it?
Against them, it's the only way to play. It's the only way to win. We have a long scrim record, and those games have been the bloodiest scrims I've ever been a part of. I don't know if you have another scrim partner where things go.
If we were to like reveal these scrims, you know.
Yeah, that would be cast material. Like that people would cast those games. Like,
insane games.
In mental games, yeah.
All right, thanks a lot.
Introduce yourself,
I'm Cedric, and I have a question for basically all of you. So we all know that the TI has the biggest prize pool in the whole esports, which is great.
Yay!
But does it's okay. How much does money or like the money in general motivate or enhance your motivation maybe for the game and also for playing in these huge tournaments?
Any money man here?
I mean, I could. I guess I'm just gonna speak for myself, but and the feeling that I get from other competitors. Obviously, it's different for everybody, and it does have an impact and it matters. At the same time, I feel like our passion for the game it's so strong, and it's this competitive spirit. I mean, you see Kuro, he just lost the TI, and he's talking about winning 3 because we won 2. I mean, what kind of insane drive? What is this seriously?
Yeah.
So it's like. I think that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's just about proving yourself or others or whatever it's at stake that you can be the best at that. And I think would TI players have to kind of pay to get the chance to prove that, they do it too. So I feel like there's much, much more to it, even though it probably has an impact on the pressure side of things, I guess. At least that's for me.
Okay. So the money is a nice asset at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, of course. It's very impactful. It really is. But I guess the essence, at least to me, the very essence of it is competition. Like hearing competitors such as Nigma talk about OG and what we inspire them, and that is like the biggest. That's what you're looking for. It's like that your hard work it meant something, and you got to a point where, yeah, something you can be proud of, kind of. So yeah.
And I think you inspire the future generations as well. So thank you for that.
Okay, I have one more from Twitter. This is from @PixelCutter on Twitter. And it's directed at OG, but I like to open it up to everyone because I'd be interested to hear everyone's answers. If you could have one thing added to next year's chat wheel, what would it be?
Me saying, Sabir, Zababa. Oh, no.
Probably not.
I would add the Johan's monkey imitation. That's pretty good.
I just want to add the Anna's, oh shit. Oh shit.
That's good. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
All right. I think we have one more. Sebastian from my side. What do we got, boss?
Hey, Kuro, you're from Berlin, right?
Yeah,
That was not exactly the question. The question is, in a country of continuous improvement, of trying to be the best in the world, how does it feel to be the best in something?
Good.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much.
All right. You've been in line for a while.
Yeah.
Would you like to step on up?
All right.
Tell us who you are and where you're from and who your
All
questions
right.
are.
My name is Aufar and I'm from Indonesia. So first of all, thank you so much for the drama and the passion for the game. And after this is question for OG. After winning 2 TIs and back-to-back TI, so my question is, after that big achievement, what's next for OG? And is there anything for us about that new roster?
Plenty.
Is that question approved?
But not right now.
Maybe a spoiler.
Spoiler?
Yeah.
There's 3 more guys coming.
All right.
Who's leaving? Or girl?
Huh?
Who's that guy?
Soxa? He's a coach.
Soxka. Yeah, he keeps coaching, yeah.
So back to my first question. So what's next for OG after that big achievement?
Maybe another finals against them.
Yes.
I think the plan for both of us, at least to get to the finals, that's the main goal, or main plan. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
All right, thank you so much. Congrats for winning TI and winning lots of money from us.
Thank you, everyone.
That's a good
Thank you, everybody who did come up and gave us your questions. They were all excellent. So thank you very much to you all for queuing up and doing so. But beginning to sort of start wrapping things up, once again, thank you to both of you for taking the time to come up here and sit in front of this audience and answer all these questions. Nigma, as a team, before you sort of go, I mean, Kuro, any sort of final words that you'd maybe want to say to OG, or in just terms of how you sort of feel the sort of upcoming remainder of the season is going to look for you guys? I know you, in the film, you had a lot of connections to sort of spirituality and stuff. I just wondered how that's sort of driving you forward for the rest of this Dota Pro circuit.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank everyone here for coming, and I want to thank Valve for making this masterpiece. And for the next season, we'll just try our best like we always do. It's an endless grind. For OG, I hope they'll just create their new team. To be honest, it doesn't feel quite the same. I'm really mad at these two guys.
What did you put?
But I understand where they're coming from, since I've been playing for a very long time myself, and all the respect to them. And one more shout out to Jerix and Sepp especially, please, and Arno, who's not here. Personally, I always wish Johan the best with whatever he does, and Thompson is, I think he very well deserves the MVP of the year. Like an amazing player to play against. It's my honor, it's our honor, and we're gonna beat them.
Well, as mentioned before, it really has been an absolute honour for you, Team Nigma, to come here as, of course, not the losers, but I'd say so the second place winners, wouldn't you agree, really, of that TI? You know, we don't do losers here. But again, for you to come up and be able to talk to us, and a reminder for everyone as well, you will get to see Team Nigma's reaction to the entire film in the video that will be uploaded tomorrow. But one more time, ladies and gentlemen, Nigma, we've kept you here long enough. You guys, you can have a break now. It's Team Nigma, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, it's good, bro. Good luck, bro.
Time to go home finally.
Have a good one, guys. Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one.
Now, OG, you're going to stay here for a little bit longer because the night isn't quite over yet. I don't quite know what to expect, but a little birdie tells me that there's still something else that needs to be announced, Johan.
Yeah, I mean, we got a little something for you. It's just a short video, so please just stay tuned. Don't leave yet. If it's ready, I think it's ready. It should be ready. Oh, it's ready.
Challenges and pitfall. There is a unique story behind every trophy that has been lifted over the years. Hard work, talent and momentum. We think we've seen it all, but there is surely much more to come. Lifting the Aegis twice taught us something. Every TI champion had something special. Raw skill, mind-blowing team coordination, surgical execution, they were all prodigies with rare qualities that made them kings in their own ways. To keep building our legacy, we need the finest Dota can offer. Once a rival who lived evil, he will now become a precious ally who wants his crown back. A new era unfolds and we couldn't be more proud of our newest addition. Please welcome OG Sumail.
Welcome, bro. Welcome.
What's happening?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
What is this team?
What is this team? Welcome, everyone. Sumail, this is going to be our new addition. This is a replacement for, I don't know, we're going to have 2 mid-laners now. I guess they're going to roll for it.
We're gonna craft a new meta of like the dual lane mid. You know, we're like shaping up the new Dota for you guys and your pubs. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm really good at that. Yeah.
Tiny airlines.
So, you know, how did this all come to works? You know, of course, you guys have been looking to replace and try to replace, of course, what you had before. How did it come to Sumail?
I mean, this is like a longer story because after TI, we didn't really know what people wanted to do. We had a lot of extra time. And I think for Sumail, he was also going through his own, I guess, trials. We had the attempt of playing with Chaos, and I think they did that on very open terms. And for us, we're looking to play, Topson and I, and the rest have decided that it was no more. And for me, Sumail was the reason why EG were so hard to deal with. We're very targeted and we're very focused on what they're doing around Sumail and how they're making him work. And that was the main problem. Now I'm happy it's no longer a problem. It's a problem for the guys on the other side. So yeah, kind of, yeah. Young core player. I fucking love him.
I mean, he's like
And I mean, Sumail, you've obviously had a bit of a break, right? You've not been on a team now. You're sort of coming back in, and you're joining these sort of 2-time TI winners. I mean, what sort of excites you the most about this season, getting to play as a new member of OG?
Okay, so I've been out of the scene for a while, and it made me realize how much I love doing it. And to do it with OG, people who are more accomplished than me now in those aspects, I'm just like looking forward to learn a lot from Seb and Otil especially. And yeah, playing with a mid who's like 100% win rate at TI, it's always nice. And yeah, I'm really excited. Most I've been my entire life.
I mean, and Seb, obviously, as we saw from your announcement, you're sort of taking a step back, but you are still going to have a lot of involvement in the team. I mean, it's got to be very exciting for you, right, to sort of work with this new incredible talent such as Samao.
He's going to be a mascot, dude.
Yes. I mean, what he doesn't know is like, to me, it's like, I've thought about this for so long, right? Even before the rebuilding, it's like it was a very personal process, and then once I realized what the new season was going to be, I'm like, I'm going to miss the chance to play with Sumail. But so it's, I think it's like, it's just like an honor, in a sense to have him. Just to see him wear an OG jersey to me is like something special. I think, he knows it, like he's a player that we've always like admired and respected, and he gave us like the roughest times. We still have nightmares about this goddamn tiny 30-0, just like, like he's chasing us around the map like we're just like a bunch of kids, trying to play, and he's like, it's his ground, his field. But yeah, I think it's going to be incredibly exciting. It's we're all, of course, there's going to be some nostalgia for with all the TrueSight and whatnot, but we're already looking ahead. I think we're all looking at what's to come, and it's never been more exciting. So yeah, super proud to have him alongside us.
Thank you.
So Sumail, I know you're very excited to be playing with this team, but how much more excitement is it? Because I know that you've always have been a super aggressive player, very aggressive play style. I look at these guys, I'm thinking they match exactly what you like to do. So what's your thoughts like going up to playing with these guys with all their aggression?
So we have been talking about Dota during the majors, and the way they talk about Dota is very similar to mine. We just want to run at shit and kill everything, pretty much. And yeah, I'm excited to see what we're going to do in the calls.
I mean, it's been an amazing night, a very long night as well. We don't want to keep you guys waiting here too much longer, but just any sort of final thoughts from yourselves as a team in terms of wrapping things up and what people can expect from OG, because obviously we're still waiting for a few more announcements. There's still a few slots left to be filled.
Do we need more though? I don't know. I really need more. No. Yeah, of course. I'll say my piece. Maybe somebody else will want to wrap up. And thank you everyone who showed up here, of course, and everyone watching at home. And huge thanks to Valve for making all this a reality. The game, TrueSight. Yeah, I've probably sunk more hours into Dota than I've done anything else. So it's a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game. And of course, I just want to say a huge shout out to Nigma. Yeah, really, they're the team that we've been the closest with, and they're the team that pretty much won us TI8. I mean, a big portion of it. Like they taught us so much, Dota-wise and team-wise. So, massive respect to those guys. Yeah.
Well, I think with that in mind, we will let you go. But just as a final note, Seb, for everybody watching at home, it's tomorrow there's going to be some more news and information that people are going to find out about OG, right? And whereabouts are they going to find it?
I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot of, it's already a lot of changes, right? And there's a lot of exciting stuff to come. We just wanted to kind of build an opportunity to just, casually talk about all of this and answer questions and whatnot. So it's going to be a very dedicated moment in which we're going to shed more light on the players that are taking a step back or retiring, and the players that are joining in, and basically every question that people might have about OG and about how 2020 is going to look like is going to be answered. That's the whole point of it. It's going to be really exciting. There's a lot of quite exciting news and announcements to come. So yeah, just tune in. It's going to be tomorrow night. You find everything on OG socials. Yeah, and just to wrap it up and to add to what Johan said, I think we all feel very very blessed to be part of all of this. It's very genuine. When I look at people watching TrueSight, you guys hosting it, Valve people looking at it, Nigma and us interacting, people viewing at home. I feel this whole thing is very genuine, sincere. It's just about sharing a passion. It's very inspiring to me, and yeah, I just want to thank everyone for making this happen. We're all very proud of just being part of it, seriously. So yeah, thank you.
Well, as I said, once again, you guys have been amazing throughout all of the performances in Dota 2 that you've given us, and for coming out tonight and talking about the game and, of course, this incredible film in the way that you have. But for now, I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the evening. You've obviously got to save some energy for tomorrow. So one more time, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for OG.
All right, it's bounce. Which way are we going? Are we going left? Are we going right? I guess we're going down this way. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Thanks, bro. Thank you, Owen. I'm going to give you this.
That was easier.
All right.
Wow, I mean, what a night, eh? What a night.
Damn. Yeah, watch this. We went to see how many times, and we still had the chills every single time. It was amazing. I'm hoping that you guys all enjoyed it as much as we have, because it was spectacular.
And once again, so this whole video, the whole thing, it should be being uploaded right now. You should be able to check out TrueSight once again, which I imagine you'll want to. Is anyone going to go home and watch TrueSight a second time? And of course, tomorrow, you'll be able to watch it a third time when you'll be able to see it alongside the full player reactions of Team Nigma and OG all together.
Yeah, and that is going to be really exciting for us, of course, and whew. Everybody enjoy themselves, yeah? That's what I hope.
Well, I believe that's sort of, that is it. I
think that's it.
For the rest of the night, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a beautiful evening and a safe trip home. Once again, thank you to all of you for filling the auditorium tonight. You've been an incredible crowd. Thank you to all of you watching at home, and indeed, as Seb said, just joining together and sharing the passion that we all feel so passionate about. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an amazing night for Dota 2. Have a great trip home. We'll see you all again soon.